Learner-centered instruction is kind of a departure from traditional teacher-centered instructional methods, where teachers are not just transmitting knowledge to students, and students are taking a much more active role in the learning process. So it really prioritizes what the learner's doing, what the student is doing during instruction. And in this role, teachers embody what's called a guide on the side instead of a sage on the stage, which is like what's more traditional teacher-centered instruction. Students tend to appreciate it much more. It's a lot less teacher micromanaging students, and it lets students kind of have a little bit more agency and autonomy in the learning process. Research suggests there's a lot of benefits. As a social studies teacher, I've identified lots of different ways that teachers can incorporate learner-centered instruction into their teaching practice. I would say, a really good one is visual thinking strategies, where you have an image and students get to analyze that image. It allows for a lot more student choice and creativity and critical thinking. Probably the most common and most endorsed way in the social studies instruction would be inquiry-based instruction, which is a situation in which students are basically either allowed to ask a question about a historical topic and then research and find the answer to that question, or teachers might create a question for students and then students will identify an answer to that question. And really it comes down to students gaining knowledge through questioning and from researching and identifying sources, and really facilitates critical thinking, all of these kind of thinking skills that we want our students to cultivate in this current environment. If I was going to make some recommendations for classroom teachers to promote learner-centered instruction, I think the first thing is because learner-centered instruction is based on giving students more agency, oftentimes teachers need to take a step back and start small and really focus on the skills that students need to develop. Once those skills are mastered, then learner-centered instruction can really be geared up. So I would say start small and be patient. Some students might need a little bit more time and practice with some of the basic skills before you can really cut them loose. But that's okay, that's all part of the process. So if anybody wants more information about learner-centered instruction and inquiry-based instruction, reach out to George Mason University, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from you.